Hello. Okay, we are up to part 2 of a simple guide to reading food labels, and we're going to be covering the nutritional information part of our food label today. So just how simple is it? Reading food labels can seem daunting, and I know I've been there, but it really is not that difficult when you know what you're looking for. So we're going to break it down into a few different parts today. A great reference, the same reference as part 1, is the following PDF that I'm going to be referencing, which is from eatforhealth.gov.au. And it looks like this. So just to do a really quick recap of part 1, we covered the ingredients of when we're looking at our food label or our nutritional profile of an item. And the reason I want to recap this is because it is really just so important. The ingredients are really the number one thing that you want to look at first before you even get into the nutritional information. And to be honest with you, when I go shopping, this is pretty much the only thing that I look at now. 9 times out of 10, this is all I look at. If I see something in that list that I'm not happy with or I don't like, I won't even go as far as to read the nutritional information. I'll pop that item to the side, or I've found something else that's a better alternative. So that's my experience. And I honestly think that it is the most important thing to look at. Okay, let's go to the next page. So this is just a blown up version. So again, just a recap from part 1, your first thing that you see on that list is going to be the highest amount. The last thing that you see on that list is going to be the smallest amount. Okay, so this example, cereals is the highest and vitamins is the lowest. All right, let's go over the 100-gram column and serving size. So let's bring this up a little bit more so we can see it more clearly. Okay, so the 100-gram column and serving size. If comparing nutrients in similar food products, then always use the 100-gram column. So this is going to help us determine which one we want to use. If calculating how much of a nutrient or how many kilojoules you'll actually eat, then use the per serve column. Okay, so per serve. But if you're comparing 2 products, you really want to look at the per 100 grams. But check whether your portion size is the same as a serve size. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Your portion size might not be the same as what their serving size is recommending. So you've got this product here that's got 16 serves. Well, you may consume that in 8 serves. So just keep that in mind that you would be then doubling that serve. And energy, check how many kilojoules per serve to decide how much of a serve is a discretionary food for you. All right, so when comparing to other products, look at the 100 grams, okay? That's what you want to look at when you're comparing. And keep in mind that one product may have, so for this example, one product may have 16 servings per package, the other product might have 8. Okay, so that's why you really want to look at that per 100 grams. All right, sugars. So today I'm going to be keeping this quite simple as well. I'm just breaking it down into each section because we don't need to overthink this. Okay, it is pretty simple when you come down to it. Probably the most difficult thing is recognizing some of the other names, and there's some really good examples here of other names that you can look for. So sugars, avoiding sugar completely is not necessary, but trying to avoid sugar in large amounts of added sugar is that's what you want to look at. So keep in mind you have added sugar and natural sugars or naturally occurring sugars. So if a sugar content is if sugar content per 100 grams is more than 15 grams, check the sugar or alternative names for added sugar and see if it's high on that ingredient list. So here are some other names for added sugars. You've got dextrose, fructose, glucose, golden syrup, honey, maple syrup, blah, 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 list goes on. Okay, so there's quite a few different things that you can look for there. And just highlighting this again, and just remembering naturally occurring sugars like fruit, okay? And then you have added sugars, like a lot of these ones. Now, I think I gave an example of in part 1 of honey being in a product. And yes, you can get naturally occurring sugar in honey, but a lot of honeys aren't kept natural, I guess. They've got other added things into it. So just bear that in mind. If honey is the product that's sweetening it, where's that honey coming from? Okay, sodium. So we want to, actually, let me highlight that one. We want to choose lower sodium options among similar foods. So foods with less than 400 milligrams per 100 grams are good, and less than 120 milligrams per 100 grams is best. Here are some other names for salt ingredients. So baking powder, celery salt, garlic salt, MSG. List goes on. Now, I've just grabbed a little snippet from the Harvard website because I thought this just really summarized it quite well as to what salt is. So sodium salt, it flavors food and can be used as a binder and a stabilizer. It is also a food preservative, as bacteria can't thrive in the presence of a high amount of salt. So that's why it's added into product. The human body requires a small amount of sodium to conduct nerve impulses, contract and relax muscles, and maintain proper balance of water and minerals. Okay, so we do require a bit of salt, but not excessive amounts of salt. All right, next page. We are on to total fat. Okay, so total fat, generally choose foods with less than 10 grams per 100 grams. So for milk, yogurt, ice cream, choose less than 2 grams per 100 grams. For cheeses, choose less than 15 grams per 100 grams. And then we have saturated fat. Now, why is saturated fat important to look at? Well, I will tell you right now. So we have 4 different types of fats. Now, there's this common misconception that fats are really bad for us, but they're not all bad for us. Okay, there's a few different types of fat, and we have good fat and bad fat. So unhealthy, which is healthy, which is unsaturated fats, they include monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats, which is your omega-3s and your omega-6s. Your unhealthy fats include saturated fats and trans fats. So that is why we've got saturated fats listed on that nutritional information. So we understand how much unhealthy fats are in the product that we're having. So that's something to keep in mind too. And like I said, not all fats are bad. So if you're getting your food, you're looking at, sorry, my phone's going off. If you're looking at food like salmon or avocado and things like that, I know they're not packaged, so it's not the best example, but they're high in fats. They're high in good fats. Okay, and that's why they are good for us. So yes, going to be higher in calories, but let's not worry about calories anymore. Let's just get rid of that for now, because we want to eat what's good for us and what's going to have a good nutritional profile for us as well. So you can have lots of food that are low calories, right? But they might not be nutrient dense foods. They might not have good fats in there. It might not be a good source of protein. It's not feeding our body. It's not giving us what we need to survive, basically. Will survive well and live a really, really healthy and energetic lifestyle. Okay, for some reason, my circle has just done its own thing. So we're talking about fiber next. So not all labels include fiber, so just bear that in mind. So choose breads and cereals with 3 grams or more per serve. Now, why is fiber so important? Gone one too far. Well, it helps regulate our bowels. So means healthy poos, which is very, very important. If we get a good source of fiber in unprocessed foods, we can get that through things like fruit and vegetables. So just bear that in mind. We can get good fiber through those foods, nuts and seeds and lots of other things. So fiber is fantastic. And what goes hand in hand with fiber and healthy bowels is being hydrated too. So keep that in mind. If you're having any bowel type of issues, constipation, diarrhea, that type of thing, have a look at your fiber first. Are you eating enough fiber? If not, let's maybe increase that. Are we having enough water? Let's maybe increase that as well. Okay. Oh, now it's not getting to my next page. There we go. Questions to ask yourself when you're at the shops. Now, this list is exactly the same as part 1. So is there something that has a simpler list of ingredients? Okay, so if something's got a whole heap of stuff in it, go through that and go, well, why has it got all this stuff? Are a lot of them stabilizers? Are they salt? Are they added sugars? What is in that ingredient list? Are the sugars added or naturally occurring? And if you're not happy with the ingredients, is there an alternative that you can purchase or you can make yourself? Okay, that's it. Hopefully that's kept it short and sweet. If you have any questions at all, just send me a message, pop it in our Facebook group. And yeah, amazing. Like I said, if you have any questions or any other topics that you'd like to know about, I'm more than happy to do these videos. I love doing them. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.